Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How is everyone today?
Well,
go over to the chat.
Okay. Do you want me to recognize who's here right now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Grace and Fire was the first one in to say good morning and hello to everybody. Then hold on, get your ink pen.
Is the major here?
Get your ink pen. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready? Are you ready? The
Yeah.
next one after Grace and Fire was the major.
Great. Salute.
Major. Then Tiffany Rose, our guest, is here this morning.
Yes.
Lone Cross is here this morning.
Oh.
Barefoot Lass.
Oh, Barefoot. Good morning.
Fairbrick Studio is in the
Oh,
house.
my goodness.
And so I think that's all I have right now.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, I'm so glad everyone's here and gathering in this morning. Oh, don't we have an exciting program this morning with Tiffany from Yes.
We do. And I have to apologize. I'm not seeing I'm not able to see the comments. I don't know.
I know. I can see. I have
Can you
another
see?
screen. So when I turn my head this way,
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at another computer screen,
Well,
and I can see the chat.
my for whatever reason, I said good morning, and then I got back. It said that YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos. Well, okay, we're live, aren't we?
Well, we're not private, right? We don't have.
We're not private. We're live. I see us. I see.
Okay,
I'm going to
so
go over here to my
public.
Oops.
I noticed that our chats are not in StreamYard. Yes.
Oh. Wait, say that one more time.
Okay, StreamYard.
Yeah.
You know how as I'm looking at you, we have to the right of the screen, I have private chat and I have comments.
Well, I see. I'm on my telephone and I see it. So
okay,
I
so
have
now
no idea.
Okay, you've got the chat now, right?
On my phone, I can't.
Correct.
It's easier like when it's in.
I know, we can see it right here. Now, I can't respond to it here. That's why I bring up another screen. That's why I have my other screen. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning.
Good morning, Kimberly. Oh, wow. Lone Cross. #MTP.
Yeah, that's Lone Cross. And we know who he is. And I've slept since last week.
Oh, me too.
Forgive me. I know who you are. And I know if Grace and Fire was here right now, Glinda would be saying, ning, 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 ning.
Yeah. Yes.
She will be here in just a few moments.
She will. She'll be here.
She'll be live in chat in just a moment.
Yeah.
But first of all, I want to thank Barefoot Lass for moderating this morning. She is just going to town over here. I'm telling you, dropping channels and she's working hard for us.
Well, thank you to all our monitors. We have great monitors.
Moderators.
They monitor us.
They moderate for us, don't they?
Yes.
So we're getting some love there. Yeah.
So yes, we have wonderful moderators. Well, today, like you said, is going to be a great day, a fun day. And we have Tiffany from Canadian Family Life all the way up in New Brunswick, Canada.
Yes.
Way up there. We're waving to you. Hello. And she's backstage and she's going to join us in just a minute or two. And
I want to say to Tiffany, I looked up how far away you are from where I live, not from where Ann lives, but from where I live. And if I drove to come up and see you, it'd take me over 22 hours.
That's that's like 3 days probably.
Up there.
3 days of hard driving.
Yeah, you're up there.
It would be. It'd be 3 days of hard driving.
But they just come on and fly.
You got your morning whatever?
I got my morning coffee.
I have my morning water. So we're going to go.
You ready?
Yep. Clink, and officially good morning, everybody. Get your drink.
We hope that you have your coffee, your tea, your water.
Hope you got your snack. We have snack day or time with snack day too.
So make sure right now you're getting something to drink and you're getting your snack together, because in about 20 minutes we will be having snack time here on the
Yeah, she monitors. She tells me when we need to do it, right?
Well, I want to give a big shout out to Ann this morning. She really blessed me out of my socks. And if I could lift up my legs, which I can't right
Don't
now,
do it, Lynn.
see that I have on house slippers. But Sunday we had a gathering of all her daughters and her granddaughter and her great granddaughter. And they're, of course, my nieces. And it was just girls only. The guys had their own pizza party. And they made me queen for the day. They made me queen for the day. They gave me a hat and a scepter and a robe and all kinds of goodies to bring home. I mean, you name it, and I got it. My house is overflowing with all kinds of goodies. So, Anne, I want to publicly thank you for being such a blessing in my life. We are real. Here, I'll look that way. We are real sisters, everybody, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Sisters. That's right.
Well, and I tend to be the one that's not mean, but I try not to be mean.
Honest.
Like, no, you need to do this, or no, you don't do that. Why are you doing that? And sometimes I feel really bad that I'm mean.
No, never mean. But I am the romantic of the family.
That's true.
And I don't always see the glass half full now, people. I'm not talking like that. I'm more of a half empty.
I'd like to be like Peter Pan.
I'll never grow up. Never grow up.
So,
and I was the oldest person there Sunday. So, hey, I have to grow up.
You have to. You're the matriarch. Mother's still the matriarch, but you're you're her lady in waiting.
I don't know. Mom is the queen mother.
She is. Well, today I want to move on and talk about today, just for a minute, and then we're going to bring Tiffany in. Yes. April 10th is National Farm Animals Day. And that couldn't fall on a better day because we have Tiffany here today.
That's right.
Right. And it's also National Hug Your Dog Day, your doggy. Give your little dog, but you could say cat, little animal, give them a hug. Oh, it's Safety Pin Day. I buy those baby pins, baby diaper pins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they're big,
really?
And I can.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't never have a dog. We've never had a dog, but we had a cat, Alexander. So, but we never had a doggy. But
you have a what was that cat be? A step? No, it would be a.
We have a step grand cat right now.
It's not a step though.
Oh no, that's right.
It'd be a grand cat.
We have a grand cat. We just have a plain grand cat right now.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, she's kind of she comes between her grandpa and her Gigi here. She's an equal opportunity lover.
Kitty cat.
Yeah.
And then also today, there's lots of celebrations today, but the last one, and it's very fitting, is National Sibling Day. So happy National Sibling Day
out there. We hope that you have a sibling.
Yes.
And I don't have my office door shut. So if you hear some laughing in the background, which is great to hear laughing,
sure,
it is cameraman, and he probably has his tablet and he probably has his ears in.
Oh.
So he's a real talker. My husband is a real laugher and a real talker when he's on his tablet. So.
Yes, he is. Okay. Well, without further ado, we want to welcome Tiffany from Canadian Family Life. And here she comes.
Yay.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Give you some granny kisses there.
Hey, can you hear me, guys? I'm trying a new mic, so I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Everything is good.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
I feel like I know that smile. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, just that beautiful, beautiful smile.
She has a she has a beautiful
all the
smile.
way up there in New Brunswick. I did you hear me, or maybe you didn't hear me earlier? I looked up to see how far you are from me. By car, it's over 22 hours. So, girl, you are up there now.
Yes.
Well, that's just it. Is when you said that, I thought about we moved from Ontario to New Brunswick, and that reminded me, I'm like, oh my goodness, that was like 1,800 kilometers, which was about the same distance. So it's like, wow.
Yeah, wow. Now,
So,
Ann and I, I'm sorry, Ann and I used to live near Detroit, Michigan, and
Okay.
Ontario is, so there's Windsor, and now I don't know if Toronto is Toronto's in Ontario.
Mhm.
I've been to Toronto like 100 years ago, but that's as far north as I've been.
Well, most of my family still, actually, both my husband and I are originally from Ontario. He's from the Guelph area, and I'm from the Kitchener-Waterloo area. And all of my family, my surviving family, is still in Windsor, actually. They live in Windsor, so know that area very well.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So what took you up further north?
It was just, we needed a change, really. Our daughter Bella was only what, 6 months old, I think it was. Yeah, she was 6 months old, and we were talking to Chris's parents, who live out here, and they were getting ready to sell. They had a house. They had just gotten another house, and they were getting ready to sell it. And Chris and I got off the phone with them shortly after New Year's, and we were talking, and we're like, why don't we just, we needed a fresh start. And he loved it out here. I'd never been here before, and he loved it out here. So we talked about it, and we're like, well, why don't we move out there and go on, new scenery, venture, get out of the city, because we were living in Kitchener at the time. And neither one of us are really big on cities. So we called back his parents, and we said, if you hold the house for us, we'll come out if you hold the house for us. So that's what we said we were going to do. So they held on to the house, and we got it arranged to move. We moved here April of 2012. And I was, at the time, I think I was 15 weeks pregnant with our son. Yeah, he was a surprise to us. We told them that we were going to move out here. And then 2 weeks, I think it was 2 weeks after we confirmed that we were moving here, I found out I was pregnant with our son. So,
Oh my goodness.
So
how wonderful.
And everything. So yeah, he's our true East Coast baby. But yeah, we just decided we wanted it more simple, quiet, and the house was more in the country. And we're not really big on cities. So
right. So you live more in the country.
Yes, actually, that was the house we were living at when we moved here. And then my dad moved here. What was it? You were. Sorry, Alex is now sitting beside me here. He's come out of his room and everything. Yeah, my dad moved down 8 years ago, I think it was.
Oh.
So he was here, and he bought
that long ago?
It was that long ago, and he bought a house here. So we moved into the house with him, and then his health declined. So we ended up taking over the house and everything like that. So. And then he went into a home because of his health. We recently lost him in December. So that's been hard, but we still live in the country. Like, the house is still in the country. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Our neighbors are cows.
Hey, those are good neighbors.
They are. They can be noisy at times, but it's a good noise.
Yeah. Well, I want to welcome Mrs. Creekside Maples.
Yep.
Mrs. Creekside Maples. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, we're so happy you're here today. Well, we want to bring your channel up, and because you just do all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely,
Tiffany. I mean, it's
you.
Bring her up, and you can.
You are a Christmas person, aren't you? Too.
Yes,
I am too.
My mother was very big on Christmas, and the joke in the house and my whole life was she started decorating on December 1st, and she did not have the rest of the decorations up until about an hour before our Christmas Eve party on Christmas Eve. And she's the one that trained me, and I love Christmas. So,
Tiffany, Mrs. Creekside says my neighbors are beautiful cows too. Tiffany.
Yes, my husband, when we're sitting here in the morning, he will sit there and he will pull the curtain back, because you can see that I have the windows behind me. Sorry about the lighting. The sun is deciding to come out right now. But he will sit there and he'll pull the curtains open enough so he can peek outside, and he'll sit there and he'll just watch the cows.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great pastime. We just sit there and watch the cows, especially when the babies get all active and they're running around and jumping and playing with one another. The first time they saw snow is always fun. The first time that babies have ever seen snow is the first beautiful, because they run around and they don't quite know what to make of it. It's really fun to watch them. So I know what you mean, Joni, when you said she mentioned that last night that she likes to watch the cows. I'm like, I can understand that.
Oh, well, if this is your channel, and like I said, you just do all kinds of stuff, and let's go over and let's look at your video. Some of them here. Oh my goodness!
I know you love to
cooking,
bake. Yes,
pizza stuff, pizza meatloaf. I bet that turned out well.
It did, and it was very kid approved. It was kid approved too.
Kid approved. Hey, that's excellent.
So if you can't get your kids to eat meatloaf, try that one out. It works because, well, you put pizza with anything really, and you can get anybody to eat it. So
let's watch a little bit of that, because that sounds like I need to make a meatloaf today.
Oh, yeah. I decided to try something like a meatloaf Mondays in March, and then I kind of continued it on in April. So because I put a poll out on my community tab. So
was this? Are those beans back there?
No.
What's in the bowl?
That's the chicken.
Oh,
I use ground chicken because we had ground chicken. So the bowl is the ground chicken, and then you have your marinara sauce. The breadcrumbs I made out of old. I had some leftover croutons.
Yes.
So I made them out of the croutons, as it says on the screen. Then I used the cheese, onion, bacon bits, pepperoni that we had, and then the 2 eggs.
Wow.
Ground chicken.
Yes, I made. A couple of my different meatloaf recipes have been with ground chicken. We prefer the ground chicken. It's ground beef. Mm-hmm. We have it in the house, but it's usually used for like other things like tacos. And Chris's he makes a mean chili, so we usually use that for that and everything. So yeah, I prefer the ground chicken.
Now, what about ground turkey? Would you use that?
Yes. Yeah,
ground turkey.
If I can get it, yeah. I actually find that they're also here. The ground chicken is actually, believe it or not, cheaper than the rest of the meats. So, like that tube that you saw sitting there was $2.97, and a pound of ground beef is closer to like $5. So
yes,
wow.
So saving a little bit of money there as well. So I try to do my best on saving some money as well.
And so you grease your pan, you put it all together.
Yep. And then this is me. I'm just making a little well so that I can stuff it with I put a little bit of marinara sauce in, and then some pepperonis and the cheese, and then put the rest of the top on top. So it's a pizza. So it's the meatloaf itself is pizza. And then you stuff it with the pizza ingredients. And that's how it became a stuffed pizza meatloaf.
Is this your original recipe, or did you see this somewhere else?
I had the thought about doing it because I had some pepperonis in the freezer and I was looking for a way. I had a craving for pizza, but I didn't feel like pizza. So I was looking around, and I saw a bunch of different, like there are recipes out there, but they called for like mushrooms, and I can't have mushrooms. So I'm like, well, you know what? Let's just take a basic meatloaf recipe, add to it a few different things, and we'll see how it goes. And then the stuffness was original. Like I had never found an actual stuffed meatloaf that I couldn't find I didn't find a recipe for that, but I just kind of took a bunch of inspiration from the different recipes that I did find when I was looking for them and everything. So
wow.
What did you serve with this?
I did a Canadian dish, a poutine. Which is fries, cheese, and gravy.
Fries, cheese, and gravy.
Yeah, it's usually you use cheese curds, but we didn't have cheese curds, so I had the mozzarella, so I used the shredded mozzarella. So yeah, you put the fries, and then like you cook the fries, obviously.
Oh, okay.
And then on the plate you put you can see it there. You put the cheese on, and then you put the gravy over top, and it melts the cheese, and it's so
it's yummy.
What's the gravy made of?
I just use beef gravy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And don't you remember Jimmy's restaurant where we grew up,
Yeah.
and you could go in there and you could get fries with gravy.
Well, it's been a
And
while.
it was, well, I used to go in. I'm 5 years older than Ann Tiffany. So as a teenager, we went into the local restaurant and we would get French fries with their gravy on it, their beef gravy, and oh my gosh, that brings back memories. Your what you call it, Putin?
Poutine.
Poutine.
Poutine. Yep.
Wow, that is really cool. So where we grew up, we just called it. We didn't have cheese on it though. They
No.
just
Yeah.
put gravy on it.
There we go.
There
Okay.
you are. Oh, so
And
you're
so you
I'm doing hashtag survival seeds 2024 also.
Yep.
Oh,
So we grow indoors all year round. So everybody loves our setup because, believe it or not, Chris made our grow station that you see here in the video
uh-huh.
out of an old bookcase.
Oh,
We
that
repurposed an old bookcase into our grow station. He wired the panel all by him, like the panel that controls the lights and the everything.
yes.
He did all the wiring and that stuff too. And then he 3D printed all of those red and green pots and stuff that you see in the lids. He 3D printed them.
Oh, oh my
So
God.
that's
Well,
how when I got your ornament in the mail, that's how I knew that you had 3D printed it, because I'd seen 3D printing before. So I'm like, hey, that is so cool. That's why I
yeah.
had to ask. I'm like, it was 3D printed, right?
Yes. Yeah. My husband Dave did that. And he did for our ladies get together. I had him do these. Well, I'll get it. I'll show you later. Up there, I have a little hat sitting on my Echo, and so we all had hat ornaments that were little pins, and he did that. So he likes doing. He does a lot. He has his channel, and he 3D prints
So does
little
so does
boxes.
Yeah, so does Chris. He's got his own channel too, and he's started off with 3D printing. Excuse me. He's done a couple of how-to videos, and he's getting some more ideas on things to 3D print. Like, he's still new to it. It's only been, I think, a little under a year, so he's still fiddling with it and learning
Same
it.
with
And
what's his channel?
yes.
Chris's Creation Fun.
All right.
Chris's
While you
Creation.
bring that up, Ann, while you bring it up, I want to welcome Conquest Josh to the chat.
Hi.
Lacey Chef's Homestead and the Budget Preppers.
Oh, and the budget preppers are going to be with us in May.
I also noticed that Joni asked if we're planning on raising any more meat birds. It all depends on where we end up. We are going to be having to move here in a couple of months, so wherever we end up, that will determine what we can and can't do.
So you're moving again?
We have to sell the house because it's my father's house. We have to sell the house for the estate. So
yeah,
we're looking into lots of different, like what we would love to do is kind of like what Tony and Joni have done, build a tiny home on property, but it's both my husband and I right now are not currently working due to health issues. We're still trying to figure out the health issues. So obviously getting the money up and everything is difficult. So we're exploring every option, and there isn't much right now in the area we're in that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So until we know where we're going, we won't be able to. And there's this channel. She found it.
And I want to write this down because I would be subbing to Chris's channel. So let me just Creation.
Yeah. So there's his channel. He started it off just with the 3D printing and everything like that. And then he's done a couple, like I said, how-to videos, and he's working on some stuff now, like other stuff to print off. I think he found like a battery holder and stuff like that. So yeah, he's
okay.
Yeah, he actually shows you how he print, like he does a time lapse of the printing. So
now that is cool. Yeah, I Dave's, man, when he made those ornaments, it seemed like it took him a couple days, and that machine went like nonstop.
Right.
And the same thing with the little hats. But he makes little boxes that hold his game pieces and parts that he actually plays on. He does the games. But
well, we figured with the everything that he has 3D printed so far, I think we figured out that it had ran for something like 3,000 hours or something like that.
I believe it. I believe it.
Like, the pots themselves, like the pots that you see all of our plants and stuff in, they took, what was it? I think it was like 11 or 12 hours themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then he printed they have a little bottom underneath them so that if you overwater, the water goes into the bottom and such. And he has plans to do signs for them as well. Like these are all the things he's working on currently and designing. Like, he also 3D printed a couple pieces for the actual printer, a light bar that he did, and the guide for the filament and stuff like that. So,
wow. Well, that is
fantastic.
Going over.
So yeah, everybody, let's get him. Let's get him some new subscribers.
Let's get him up to way over 100 right now, and go from there. We'll start there, first 100, and go from there. Chris's Creation Fund.
Yeah, he's been, like I said, he's working on finding new prints and stuff like that, and designing things. So,
well, his setup is a lot bigger than my husband's. It looks like.
Yeah, that's really quite large.
Yeah, it was about when we did the research into them and everything like that, we found that was the better one. And then we got a few upgrades to make it a little easier to, like the hot end we got upgraded, and the bed itself got upgraded, like where the prints actually go on to it. So
wow.
Just different things like that. So it's amazing what you can 3D print these days.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. I wish maybe someday they'll have like food safe plastic.
They do actually. You can get food safe plastics.
You can?
Yep.
Oh, I'll have to tell
a friend of ours, Heavenly Hills Homestead. Do you know him?
Yes.
He 3D prints, and he 3D prints with food grade plastic.
So you could make your own little glasses and stuff, drinking glasses.
He does it with a little seed container. He makes little seed containers that he sends his seeds in and stuff like that, and a bunch of other different things. I think he actually said he did something along the lines of like a cup or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, he 3D prints as well. It's amazing how many people actually out there actually do, but don't realize what's 3D printed. Like,
yeah,
right.
3D printing is really cool.
It is.
Oh, while we're right here, I just want to welcome Beverly Moffett to the chat today.
Good morning. Good morning. So we're going to go back and show the channel. Going to go back over, and I like your trailer. It's so good.
Thank you.
Let me go back. I'm going to play your trailer.
This is Tiffany, and this is our Canadian family life. We are a family of 4 and 1 fur baby living in beautiful, rural New Brunswick, Canada. Come join us as we navigate this messy, fun thing called life. We love sharing our food hauls, yummy recipes, and meal ideas with you all. Also, our trials, errors, and successes with growing our indoor gardens. And of course, our silly, fun, family togetherness, and utter chaos. It's a hoot to be a part of. We can't wait to welcome you into our family chaos and share this thing called life with you all. Love always, Chris, Tiffany, Bella, Alex, and Missy.
Oh, that is so good.
So nice.
Yes,
I wanted to do a trailer for a while now, and then finally, Bucket List Homestead, Lynn, she did hers recently. So I took inspiration from hers, and I figured out how to do it and everything like that. So everybody seems to have liked it, and it's a great way to introduce everybody to who we are and what we do, and just it was a great. I'm glad I did it. I was afraid at first. It took me, I think it was Alex was in his room and listening to me, and I had to constantly hit because I voiced over that. I think I had to do it like 20, 30 times before you finally got the final project because I kept screwing up what I was trying to read and it didn't quite match up to what was on the screen. It took me a while to figure out how to do that, but it was fun to make it. So,
Well,
you did a good
Ann-
job.
Ann's familiar with that, Tiffany, because when Ann used to live she lived 5 minutes. I'm looking the direction that she used to live 5 minutes from me, and so we would do things like that, and we made the granny wrap, and I could not get coordinated enough to do the granny wrap, and so Ann's like, no, do this. So I know what it's like to try to get words out according to how they should be. Hey,
well,
I want to say something real quick. Because it's lost in the chat, but Lazy Chef's Homestead wants to know when Memaw is coming back. He loves Memaw. He said, and he had laughing, emoji.
Yeah,
laughing.
yeah.
So
Lazy. Oh, I see. Chef
Homestead said something about Memaw, right?
Well, I tell you what, Lazy, you just need to come on our channel and have a conversation with her.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Now, what do you think about that? That's pretty amazing.
I think we could have you meet her. We could make arrangements if you'd like to meet her.
Right. Memaw will be back.
Yeah,
She's
you can.
taking what is it? A hiatus? She's stepped
on
away
hiatus.
right now.
But yes.
Actually, Memaw had a fall the other day, everybody. And her fall almost broke cameraman's toe and foot.
Oh,
but yeah, Memaw had a fall on the floor the other day, so she's recuperating. And if Memaw's recuperating, I'm recuperating.
I saved hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
I think it's
okay.
see these. I like to see what commercials they play on our videos. I think it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I know. Chris, he watches all of our videos. Like he actually does the viewing once it's posted and everything like that. And he always weighs in on, he's like, okay, well, this is what commercials we had. And have you seen this commercial yet? And all that sort of stuff. So it's the same kind of thing. It's very interesting to say the least.
I know you do grocery hauls. So is this a grocery haul?
Yep, that is a grocery haul. That is the month of April. Just kind of stocking up. We had a couple of really decent deals at Walmart this month. Like you see the gravy and everything like that. It was 77 cents. So I got a bunch. And then we decided starting in March that we were going to, as the video said, march into health. We were trying to get healthier and everything. So this grocery haul, I had a whole whack of meat that I got at decent prices, and I bought it in bulk, and then I just did a little bit of work by chopping it and cutting my own pork chops and stuff like that.
Right.
I saved a whole whack of money. I did the comparison and what I spent on the money in bulk and the little bit of time it took me to do it versus what it would have cost me if I bought the actual thing. It was about $100 difference.
Wow.
So I was very surprised.
Good. Yeah, that is good. Yes.
I try very hard to, with the limited budget that we do have, I try very hard to that's why I was for the longest time buying the easy, quick convenience foods because they were the cheaper stuff.
Sure.
Then I priced it all out and everything like that. Well, as you see, we still do have the macaroni because let's face it, I've got a 12-year-old, almost 13-year-old, and an almost 12-year-old. They like their macaroni. I'm not going to deny them something that gets it. At least they're eating something, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
and, we
most
eat macaroni and cheese. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, macaroni hot dogs, man. It's a staple growing up. So, and everything like that. But, yeah, I just do what I can and try and figure it out. I also probably should at some point do a video. I try a meal plan. Like you guys, I have my calendar sitting here.
Yeah.
And I have my calendar and it tells me every single day what I'm going to make on that day. And so I meal plan out and then I have a list of the stuff I need that I have in the house. And then the stuff that I need to get goes on my grocery list. And most of the time I don't need very much because I work with what I have in the house.
Right.
Yes.
So if like a recipe calls for something and I don't have it, I figure out a nice substitute, like with the breadcrumbs and the meatloaf.
Sure.
I forgot to grab breadcrumbs, so I have a recipe that I've used for years when my older two children, I have two older children as well. When they were younger, I used to make it with stovetop stuffing.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I just kind of use what I have on hand.
yeah.
I used the one my meatloaf recipe had. I didn't have the creme still, so I had a box of Cheez-Its, white cheddar Cheez-Its, or Italian Cheez-Its. I can't remember. And I just crushed them and made them. I do my best to try and work with what I have in the house so that we're, again, saving money. So you're not buying things you don't necessarily need. And even at that, it is still a little bit of a struggle. Like, I will admit, I do have to go to the food bank.
Sure.
I'm not really ashamed of it. Like, I know there's a stigma out there about going to the food bank and everything like that. It's something that I've been trying with my channel to kind of break, because it's like, in this day and age with inflation and everything, it's hard. And it doesn't matter if you're a working family, like if you have a working income, two incomes, one income, senior, single parent, all of these people are struggling. So the food banks are specifically there to help and everything like that. And I use my channel to just kind of get that message out there too. It's like, I'm not ashamed. Like, I know back in the day, people would be like, oh, your mother went to the food bank, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, it's not such a bad thing. I mean, you should not, no one should ever go hungry.
Right. No.
And no one should ever, well, I was just going to say, no one should ever have to choose between a roof over their head or food in their stomachs.
Yes.
And I know that a lot of people out there in the audiences and stuff, like in my audience and even some of our friends, I know at some point everyone has had that struggle.
Absolutely.
So,
Lynn and I both have had. I mean, you can't, and you can't worry what other people think.
Well, that's it. Like, that's the thing. And that's why I'm like, I try to help people. Like, when I show them that, hey, look, okay, hubby and I, we're struggling right now with health issues. We're struggling because we don't have a family doctor. We're struggling to get them diagnosed and everything like that. So we are not currently working a traditional job. Yes, you may see us on YouTube and we do have a little success. It's not a lot, but a little success.
Right.
But that still doesn't mean, like, even when Chris and I were both working back during the pandemic and everything like that, we still had to use the food bank to augment the cost of living, and that was with us both working. So that's why I always say, it's like, it's not just it's not a stigma. It should not be a stigma anymore attached to poor or whatever, because everybody struggles. I mean, yes, I will admit there are some people out there who do abuse it. That's sure. It's going to happen with anything.
Right.
But if you truly do need the help and stuff, you shouldn't have to choose anything.
Right.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's not that bad to ask for help every once in a while. So
everybody does. And then, like, if you're able, when you're able to help somebody else,
that's exactly it. Like,
we just pay it forward.
Well, that's just it. If we have something in our bag that can't use, because we're in the middle of nowhere. Chris can't drive due to his medical, and I will admit I never got my driver's license, so I don't drive either. So they deliver it. So if there's anything anything that we don't need or can't use, we offer to the neighbors, we offer it to in-laws, we offer it to family members. Like, we try and find someone who can use it.
Yeah.
So and then when we have the opportunity and means, we pay it forward. We donate ourselves. They're constantly looking for reusable bags, so we donate a whack of reusable bags and everything. So I mean, you do what you can, absolutely, to help and everything. So, but it's that kind of message you're trying to get out there. Is like, okay, you see, I'm trying to share our life. This is the messy thing called life, and it's not always perfect.
No, right.
That's right. Well, Tiffany, right now I've been doing, was in the Army, so I had knee surgery, and I've been doing rehab at a large VA hospital in a large city. And
Yeah.
to get there, we have to go across the toll bridge, and
Okay.
round trip, it's over $5. And it's about an hour away from where I live. So my husband and I, we would be very stretched. I go twice a week. I'm about to finish up, but I've been going twice a week now for several months. And I
Hang on, guys, hang on a second.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody has struggles at one time
Well,
or another, and you could be struggling right
Back,
now.
I'll finish my, what
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
'cause
But
I
if
felt bad, Anne, about using this service, but I can't feel bad about it.
no, they have services, and you should use
But
them.
I've had to reach out and use, right?
Yeah. Yes,
Because
absolutely.
it would really strap cameraman and I I wouldn't been able to do it is pretty
So
much
the service picks you up and takes you.
and takes me
So
to
you're
my
not using your own gas and you're not
no,
paying that toll to go over the
no,
bridge.
no. And the volunteers, these are volunteers, but they do get
They get mileage. They get reimbursed.
what do you call it? A stipend or stipend?
A stipend.
Stipend. They get a stipend,
Mhm.
and it's good. I mean, it's a good way to make just
Yeah.
driving people. And I tell you, I've enjoyed it so much with the veterans and just
Mhm.
kind of getting to know the veterans. It's been kind of nice.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
actually going to miss them all, Anne.
Oh, I know. Because you're a
'Cause
talker and a socializer, so you're gonna miss them.
I am going to miss them. I tell you, I
You
don't know.
are.
I may have to use them every once in a while.
Well, then you just call them and say, "Send that driver
Send,
to."
send that driver.
Yeah.
Now, the driver I had yesterday that took me,
Mhm.
he's only like once a week, so I won't see him again this week.
Oh.
And I don't know if I'll ever actually see him again. Although, get this, Anne, we had another vet with us one day,
Uh-huh.
and he took us to a spot in a forestry where he got over 500 morel mushrooms in one time.
Ah.
So this driver is going back, and he said he would drop off some mushrooms to our house.
Oh, well, let's hope he really keeps his word. Those mushroom hunting is really big here.
It's okay. Tiffany?
There she
I'm
is.
sorry about that.
No, I was just saying, I have to go to rehab. I've been going twice a week for like several months now. And my husband and I really could not afford the gas. And it's $5 round trip every time we take the toll bridge. And so I've reached out to an organization in my local town. They have volunteers that drive us vets, and now they get reimbursed. They make a per run money, and it's good. It's really good. So but I've had to use that, or I would not have been able to afford it my rehab. So I'm thankful that there are resources out here for us, Tiffany.
Oh yeah, that's just it. Is having the resources available to you and everything like that. It's not shameful to help, especially when it's something you need, like basic necessities like food or shelter, or like getting to rehab. I mean,
right.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way we would have been just strapped. I mean, there's no way I would have been able to go. So it's almost an hour to the hospital from here. You know what? This food is making me hungry, Anne.
Look at, you have a original green Tupperware.
Yes, we do. We do too. We
You know
love
how valuable those things are.
I have that one, and then I have so that's the 2/3 of a cup one, and then I have the 3/4 cup. Those are the only two that we still have that we still use.
I found some at an antique store, and I use them all the time.
Thank you, Linda. Yeah, that's a dumpling press. I have that one, and then at Easter, I got another one that helps flatten the dough first. Like it has this little press. You put it in, you press the dough down, then you put it in, you fold it over, and everything like that. That little dumpling press that you see there, I actually got off of the website Temu.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I got that one there and everything. It's come in handy. I've made little hand pies and everything like that. Like when I was doing the wontons, I wanted to do I trying to figure out, because I've never done that wonton recipe. I usually use pre-made ones. So this was a completely new for me to try making my own wonton wrappers.
oh,
And I'm like, well, I suck with a rolling pin. I will not deny it. If you want me to have if it's supposed to be a circle, it comes out with arms this way and that way. I cannot use a rolling pin for the life of me. So I'm like, okay, well, let's try this and we'll try our best and then we'll kind of get it in there and then we'll cut the excess off. And so I was like, why not use the dumpling press? I mean, it's just a bigger wonton. So
sure.
That's
We're
right.
gonna watch some more of that here, but Lynn,
What
I
time
think
is
this.
it?
I think she's hungry, Tiffany.
oh no, it's that time, is it? Oh, I
It's
forgot
that
my snack.
time. Snack time.
I left my snack in the kitchen.
That's that we like snack time. So last week I had this, and I still have a couple more left. They're called Bobo's Dip Chocolate Oat Bar and Dark Chocolate, and I'm gonna have to see where I can buy some more. Maybe I can get them a little cheaper. They're kind of pricey. They're little, but they're only like 110 calories. All right. So what do you have, Tiffany?
My snack is out in the kitchen.
Oh.
Plus, we're almost at lunch hour anyway, so
Oh,
I'll
sure.
probably be making lunch when I hop off here. So
I
Yes.
have a fancy one. I can't even.
You have
read it.
fancy?
I have.
Ooh.
This came from your house.
Oh, what?
and-
Yeah, let me see what those were because I didn't eat one.
Oh, there. Oh, here,
What are they?
a little cookie like.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's kind of cute.
Isn't that cute? And here's what's inside: lots and lots of chocolate chips.
Ooh,
Okay.
those are really good.
and it has amaretto in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, flavor, not
Mhm.
not the amaretto.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really good. I had one left, and I thought, oh, that's good for snack time.
Well, I'm gonna get back to this wonton because
I want to see them being made.
that is like when we go. I I like Chinese food a lot, and
Well,
go ahead.
my father, when I was younger, we had a family friend who owned a Chinese restaurant, and my dad would help cook. So I have been raised with the Chinese dishes and everything. I do a lot of that here, like homemade and everything. So barbecue pork. I have a barbecue pork recipe up there and everything like that. Like we do homemade Chinese as often as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And stir fries are just very big in the house too. Like it's something and everything. As you see here, I got the oil in my Dutch oven.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a deep fryer. I have an air fryer, but I hadn't tried this yet in an air fryer, so I wasn't 100% sure how it was gonna turn out. So I decided I just put enough oil to be able to fry them
Mm-hmm.
and not cause an issue, because obviously this is not something you want to promote, you using oil in a pan like this because it can be very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So
you have to be careful, right?
Very, very careful. Like I did not leave the side. I was there the entire time. Like, I didn't move. If the kids needed something, they came out, they asked, and then they left. They knew mommy was focused on what she was doing, because you have to get the oil hot, and it's not good to walk away from it. So
that looks like it's gonna do it. Oh yeah, good.
Aren't they beautiful?
Oh yeah.
Yep, they were nice and poofy and very, very yummy. Like, look at that.
Mm.
It had been a while since Chris had my wontons, and this is the first time I, like I said, used the dumple press.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like over the moon. He loved them. He's like, and the wonton wrappers themselves, they were almost came out a little too thick.
Oh.
Not as thin as a wonton wrapper, was more like an egg roll wrapper, kind of like a toss between them. So I think all I need to do is like try that new press that I have and press them a little thinner. Maybe might help. So
Let me go back here. Oops, another commercial. Well, it's good. You're getting credit.
Can you pause that for just a second?
Yep. As soon as I get past this commercial.
Okay, and then pause it for a second because I want to. Everybody's got their snacks, and I think we should know what they're eating today.
Oh, sure. Sure,
Yeah.
sure, sure.
I mean, yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Barefoot was having rosemary garlic chickpea crackers.
Ooh.
Lazy
That's
Chef
different.
Homestead made cinnamon rolls for breakfast. The Major said it is beer o'clock. Now, I don't know this, with cheese plowman's lunch. Cheese plowman. PLOUGHMAN''S.
You'll have to break that down for us, Major. We don't know what that
Okay.
is.
Glenda from Grace and Fire is waiting to lunch. She's making eggs over avocado toast.
Oh.
Nice.
Kimberly, it is my breakfast time. Oatmeal with banana and a slice of toast with strawberry jam and a cup of coffee.
Oh, all that sounds so delicious.
So I just wanted to stop for a moment while we're on
Sure.
food and
Sure.
talk about what everybody was having today.
Sounds yummy.
Well, I am really interested in this wonton because I don't have a
Because you guys
press, but
come and invite me over, right?
mhm. It'd be experiment for me.
Hey,
That
I'll
just
bring-
looks
I
so
told
good.
you, Tiffany, our local store, we have one in our town, and then Ann has the same store in her town. We're about an hour away, give or take. Anyway, they have shrimp on sale right now. A great big bag of breaded shrimp for $10, which is like,
Wow.
yeah, that's outrageous. And so I was asking her today if she'd picked up her, that's an extravagant thing, but still for $10, it'll last. She has just her and her husband, and I just have that'll last us a long time.
We
Yeah.
were also in the tailgate
Yep.
Yes,
thing.
hashtag tailgate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's go see what you did. Let's go see what you did. Yeah, that was a fun collaboration.
It was, yeah. I was.
Mhm. Those
Actually, believe it or not, the film that you're seeing right now, the footage you're seeing,
Mhm.
was I shot it at Christmas time.
Uh-huh.
That's okay.
I had, because of what I chose to do for the tailgate. When they
Mhm.
told me about tailgate and everything like that, I'm like, okay, well, this is what I want to do, but I only make it usually at Christmas time, so I'm like, we'll just do it at that point in time.
Okay.
So I made my mom, she had a nuts and bolts is what we call it.
Uh-huh.
It's like a Chex-Mex type,
Oh, yes. Yes.
but we call it nuts and bolts. I hold the nuts because, and I'm pretty sure if husband has found the thing, he's probably laughing at my hold the nuts comment. But I don't put the nuts in because, well, none of us really like the nuts and stuff like that. So,
Right.
but
right.
the kids love it because I only usually do it at Christmas time. There's once or twice I might do it occasionally outside of Christmas,
Mhm.
but they know as soon as they start seeing that when the grocery order comes in and they see all these ingredients, they know that what's coming. So, and they are right there. They love this. It's a great snack.
So it's the cereals.
Yeah,
It's
you have
Tex-Mex.
the box of Shreddies, the box of Cheerios, and it calls for a box of Chex, like the corn Chex, but I couldn't get those, so I went with the Life cereal.
Yeah,
It gave
it's
it
good.
actually a little bit of a sweet to it because the Life cereal
Mhm.
has a sweetness to it, so it gave it a
Mhm.
little bit of a sweet.
Mhm.
Then you have your pretzel sticks.
Mhm.
These are the sticks because that's your bolts,
Right.
and everything. So we had that, and then it's Worcestershire sauce, butter, onion powder, and garlic powder. It's very, very
Wow.
simple.
And then you mix it all up.
Well, you have to melt the sauce together in a saucepan.
Okay.
Then you mix all of the cereal and the rest of the ingredients together in a roasting pan. Then you pour the sauce over it, mix it in with the stuff, and then you stick it in the oven at, I think it's 200 degrees.
Mhm.
And every 15 minutes you stir it. It's for, I think,
Wow.
was it 2 hours? I think it is an hour to 2 hours, depending on how much you have in your roasting pans. So, and
Right.
how liquidy it still is. Like you want it to bake onto the ingredients without being like still mushy and stuff. You want it all to crisp up.
Well, would you use parchment paper on your pan?
No, I actually don't. I don't have parchment. I don't usually have parchment paper, so
Uh-huh.
I just kind of stick it in and
Mm-hmm.
everything like that. Like I don't usually have things like parchment paper in the house. It's amazing that I have actually aluminum foil right now in the house because I needed it for something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't usually have those things, and I just kind of use what I, like I said, use what I have. So
Yep.
Well, the major answered us back about what a plowman's lunch is, guys.
Okay. What is it?
It's ham salad, a roll. Let's see, a bread roll, a bread roll, accompanied by pickles, and don't forget the cheese.
Oh, okay.
okay.
So it's a ham and cheese salad. Well, it's a ham salad with cheese and pickles on a roll. Oh, there you go. Yes.
Now, if
Yeah.
you were
Wow,
going to
that
use,
makes a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
it makes a
it
lot.
does.
If I was going to do this and I wanted nuts in mine, what nut did your mother use?
She usually used peanuts or cashews. Those were her go-to when it came to it. She did try one time doing almonds, but it didn't quite work the same. It
Right.
was better with the peanuts and the cashews.
Mhm. You get the salty from the
Yes.
nuts.
Yeah.
That-
Well, you get the
that-
salty from the pretzels as well.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's true.
the
True.
pretzels. And you don't have to use the stick pretzels. We have, when we couldn't get the stick pretzels one year, we used the knotted ones, the little tiny ones.
Oh yes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And they work just as well. Like and the cereals you can have some play with them. Like if you don't like say the Cheerios,
Yeah.
you can
Yes.
always try something else that might be more along your lines. Same thing with the Shreddies. If you don't like Shreddies, but you like, say, the Chex Mix more, then you don't have to add the Shreddies. You can add and make it your own.
Uh-huh.
So
Yes.
it's very versatile. So
Wow. That
How
looks
long does this last at your house?
not that long. Are you
It
kidding
wouldn't
me?
last long here.
It wouldn't
During-
last
during-
very
during-
long. You could make that whole big bowl and it wouldn't last very long at my house.
Yeah, the during the filming, I lost, before I even started the putting the stuff on, I had mixed it all. And what
Uh-huh.
you guys don't see offline, or what you don't see in the video because I cut it out, is kids walking past, hands in, before it's even got the stuff on it.
Oh.
Then after I made it, it was the same thing. I had to chase them away. It's like,
Yes. Oh yeah.
let me finish filming first, and then you can have some type thing. So
Oh,
That
wow.
looks awesome. Nuts and bolts.
nuts and bolts. That's what we called it, anyways. It's
Oh.
there's a recipe there. I put it down, and as you can see, it's
or
a
Brazil
really
nut.
well loved recipe.
Oh yes.
Brazil
I have
nuts.
some like this.
Yeah, it originally calls for Brazil nuts, but
Yeah.
we didn't like Brazil nuts. So my mom always used to use peanuts or the cashews.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Brazil nuts are a
The big
special
ones.
flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a different kind of a flavor.
Yeah, and then as you can see,
Oh,
we
wow.
had a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Wow,
No,
that-
seriously,
those-
how long
those
would
are the-
how long would that last? Through the holiday? Through Christmas?
It barely made it to New Year's.
Oh. You just
I did it a few days before. I did it a few days before Christmas. I think it
Uh-huh.
was like on the Friday before Christmas, and it just barely made. I had a little bit left on New Year's Eve to have on New Year's Eve. So
Wow.
the kids love it. Hubby and we love it too. Like and when you only get it once a year, it's an awesome treat. Like, and I would prefer my kids to eat something like that, homemade, than
Sure.
chips and stuff like that. So.
Yes.
Well,
Definitely.
you just have, I'll bring it back now. You just have so many different types of it's your life, you said, though. Lots of different things that you do, subjects
Sure.
that you touch on. And
Well, that's just it. Is like I said, it's our messy thing called life, and that's what we're sharing. And we don't sugarcoat things. Really, we don't try to make it look like we have the perfect life. We don't. No one's life.
nobody does. Nobody
one
does, you
Well,
know.
that's just it. I before I started the channel, I would watch those, especially like the Vlogmas. I would watch these ones, and it'd be like everything's in its place, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, okay, I understand that there are houses out there that do that. I also understand that there are houses that are like what you would call a hoarder house, where there's just stuff everywhere. but life is not crystal clear. It's not perfect. And
No.
our life is certainly not perfect. So I found that everybody seemed to really like just that. They liked how they not so perfect. We
Right.
don't pretend to be perfect. If my children don't want to be on camera, I'm not going to force them to be on camera.
Oh no,
Right.
that's right. That's right.
I actually did a review on that Saker mini saw thing.
Uh-huh.
And my kids, they wanted in, so they looked at it. They were helping me off camera. Then when it came to saying what we thought about the thing, Alex, he was okay with being on camera. Bella did not want to be on camera, but she wanted to give her opinion. So all I did was hold the box up and let her talk. I held the
Yeah.
box up so that people could see the box.
Sure.
She could talk and stuff like that. Recently, she's helped me with a couple of the meatloaf recipes and stuff like that. Hands were on the screen, but she didn't want to be on. So it's like, I don't force them to be on. If Chris doesn't want to be in the video, he doesn't have to be in the video.
Sure.
It took me, I had to literally kick everybody out of the room when we first started the channel. Because I started with the 12 days of Vlogmas, because that's when I decided to start the channel at Christmas time. And I started with like montages of pictures and stuff like that. So when I finally decided to do an actual intro, I had to kick everybody out because I was nervous. Obviously, I've gotten over that.
Yes.
But it's the same thing. It's the messiness of life. I mean, this past weekend, we were supposed to have a live on Sunday. And Mother Nature had other opinions for us. It was windy here. The power was flickering, and it's like, okay, well, you know what? Let's not tempt the fates.
Right.
And I rescheduled and stuff like that. That's what I think people find is relatable to us, is that we are not perfect. We don't hide the fact that we're not perfect. If I have a screw up, you'll see the blooper. You'll see it in the thing. Like sometimes I will actually leave it in and be like, oops.
I don't.
And everything.
Well, Tiffany, what was I going to? Oh, now, are your chit chats on Sunday?
They are on Sunday at 8 p.m. Atlantic time. And it's only on it's usually the first Sunday of every month. I only do it once a month.
The chit chat. Okay.
Yeah, the chit chat. It's usually what it is. Like I said, I had to reschedule. So this one's actually been rescheduled for this Sunday at 7 p.m. Atlantic. So 6 p.m. Eastern, because our friend Tuber Chat is doing his 700th episode.
Wow.
So we're going to be in his 700th episode. And then I figured, why not do it right afterwards?
Yes.
So that,
go from one channel to the
behind him
next.
and everything. Like if anybody wants to come over, they can, and stuff like that. Plus an hour earlier means I can get to bed an hour earlier. So
So right now it's like 11:02 here. What time is it where you're
it's
at?
12:02 here.
You're an
We're
hour ahead of us.
Atlantic time. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Atlantic time.
Then Eastern.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, it's Atlantic then Eastern. So
let me ask you a question. How far from Maine are you?
Where I am currently, I know that there's a border. I think Joni might be able to answer that better for me, because I've never been to the States from here.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a couple of hours at least from where I'm right at the Nova Scotia, New Brunswick border. That's where we're at. We're literally right there. We go over into Amherst all the time. So
Amherst, Nova Scotia.
Yep.
Oh wow.
That's where my in-laws live. They live over there. So do my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and their families. They all live over. We're the only ones in New Brunswick. So.
But how long would it take to get your in-laws' house?
To get to my in-laws' house from here, it takes they're about 30 kilometers away.
Oh, that's not very far. I don't think.
It's about 20 minutes.
Kilometers, but
that's great. 20 minutes
15,
or so.
20 minutes, depending on how fast he's driving.
Oh, it's good that you have somebody that close that if you need them.
Well, that's just it. Is the in-laws? They're the ones that help us with our grocery. Like they drop off the groceries to us and stuff like that. So that's why. And we also watch their dog Eddie every once in a while. Like they go and help other family members who live in closer to Moncton, Beaver River, I think it is where they are.
Okay.
I think. Anyways, they're working on building their house up there. So every once in a while they'll go up there and we'll have the dog stay with us. So
Right.
Aw.
It's nice to have the family around. Like I said, this is my husband's side of the family. My side of the family still lives in Ontario. All of them
Yes.
are in Ontario. Most of them are in Windsor, Ontario. But so it's nice to have the family close.
It is. You need that family support.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you are in, in the world. You need support, whether it's friends or family, but everybody needs that. And
And then we also have our YouTube friends and family,
yes,
as we call them. Like we
family.
love everybody. Like
Ab-
you guys are a hoot. I love watching you guys. Like even if I'm not talking in the chat, I'm usually got you guys playing while I'm doing something in the background. And
Aw,
there's
well,
Glenda and Sir Grace
mhm,
and Scott from Rambling with the Brums and
mhm.
Yes.
just the whole community.
Yes.
It's amazing how I never thought of us as homesteaders, but the homesteading community has just embraced us, and they call us what they call us. That we're homesteaders in our own right, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the people that we have met during this YouTube journey, and the friendships that have been made have been awesome. And I love hanging out with people like this. Like we're having a great conversation.
Right. We're just being real. I mean,
Yeah, and I love
every
it. And
yeah, we do too. And
Well,
that's
Glenda said we love watching you too, Tiffany.
oh, I love you.
well, and
I can't do it hard very well. My hands don't work.
but there's so much happening around the world that you have to have you got to be grounded somewhere,
Yes.
And I think this community helps us to keep grounded, don't you think,
Yes.
Lynn? And we're learning
Very,
new
yes.
things all the time.
Well, I
And-
think first of all, I do have cameraman, and then Anne, you really, Tiffany, we are 5 years difference. I'm 5 years older. So growing up, I'm 17 and Anne is 12. So, my teenage years, we weren't as close as we could have been, like if we'd been closer in age. And then she married first and had started her family. And I couldn't relate with her at that moment. She called. I was in the Army barracks, and I get a phone call. That I have a phone call, and it's Anne telling me that her daughter Glenda's been born. And she wanted to talk all about it. And I'm like, all right, great. I couldn't relate. But then I married later and had our first son, and then you know what? There was a connection, and so now Anne and I we're connected at the hip, aren't we, Anne?
Yeah, you and Mom are like really connected.
Well, we're the ones that stayed with my mom and dad. They pastored for 25 years in our local area, and so cameraman and I stayed. We stayed here, and so Anne traveled a lot again. So, but Anne's back. And you've been back off and on for a few years now, right, Anne?
Well,
off and on. You've come back and left.
I
now
know.
You're back.
Table going, hey, let's go to Wisconsin, huh?
Let's go to Missouri.
Let's go to Missouri. Let's
go to New York City. No,
not New York City.
We're
Long ways from there.
You were in the country.
But it's like we're home now for good.
This
This has to be it. I can't move again.
This community. And we, Tiffany, we got to meet Scott from Rambling with the Brooms.
I saw that.
Oh, so like you said, and once you connect, and you see each other eyeball to eyeball and hug, it's so we just give hugs out to everybody.
I love the granny hugs.
Oh, and Sherry Black's Tropical, they just had, or their soil.
Yes.
It was their Black's Tropical.
Soil Family.
Yes, the Soil Family Expo. Yep.
Yes.
Expo. Yeah. And
that was amazing.
Yes.
So it's great to be able to have these meetups. And I think we're going to try to do one.
There's going to be one in, I believe it's Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So Anne and I
in September. They haven't set the date yet. So we have to
date, but
there is one coming up too at 10 Killer, if I remember right.
Yes.
10 Killer is coming up on the 26th and 27th.
Oh, that would be great. Oklahoma, but that's about 12 hours from us, isn't it, Anne, give or take?
Yeah, it'd be kind of far. I mean, but
we thought about
we may just have a granny meetup. and and
Well,
go
now
somewhere.
Jesse and Lisa are thinking of coming up our direction eventually. And so we're going to have a meetup with Jesse and Lisa. He's mentioned it. He's the one that mentioned it. Said, "Hey,
Okay.
we just may
Okay.
be up in your area." And then there's a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of other channels near us too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So, it's just fun. It's fun to be able to meet each other, but this is great too, to have the technology that you can be
you
all
just
those
sit
many
right with
miles from us and
I'm
Lynn
so
be
glad.
so many miles, but you come here and we can talk and learn from each other. Lynn and I just started this as a whim one day, and then we started, hey, let's just start interviewing people, and we have had a lot of different channels
We've
on.
interviewed really probably hundreds now.
Yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
hundreds.
It's
Yeah.
hundreds.
Yeah. If you
And
go,
Tiffany, not everybody was a channel at first too.
no, we just got,
We've had our mother. We've interviewed our mom a couple of times and had her on. And
That could be fun.
I was in the beauty shop getting my hair done, and there was a lady in there getting her hair done. And Ann and I know my beautician. We've known her since she's born. And I was telling her about how we started this new channel, and we're just having people on. We're just going to talk with them. And I said this. I said, Ann had quoted it, and I was just quoting Ann. Everyone has a story.
Yep.
And this lady, she looked up at me and she said, I have a story, and it turned out her son at 18 passed away, but unbeknownst to her, he was an organ donor. And so they donated his organs, and two of the families that received two of his organs, they actually now go on vacation together. That's how close.
Wow.
so
That's
So
amazing.
it was a very, very sad of her losing her young son, but
Yeah.
it's just turned around to where now they vacation with two of the families.
yeah. So everybody has a story.
Has a
And
story.
Everybody does, yeah.
yeah. And so that's why we like to just, have people on and talk and just do this, be fun and do silly things. And like, where's my card at here?
Well, Memo's going to have to come back.
Well, I've been saying that for months.
Well,
Haven't
I didn't realize. No, Lazy Chef's Homestead said,
You
yeah,
have-
they'd
You
like
have
to
a following, Lynn. You have a
I didn't
following.
know Memo had such a following. I know Memo wants to do In Search of Bigfoot. I know that she wants to do an In Search of Bigfoot video one of these
Well, why
days.
she needs to just do it. But but then we do these, like, I look up to see what special day it is, and today being National Farm Animal Days, and hug your dog. I don't have a dog.
Oh,
And then
but you have.
I
yeah.
have grand dogs. There's
There you go.
plenty of grand dogs.
Plenty of grand dogs.
Yeah. I bet you that we've got a dozen dogs, right? Close to a dozen. Grand dogs, great grand dogs.
Now tell Tiffany how many grandchildren you have, though.
Let's see. Well, Dave and I are a blended family. So we have 7 kids and 15, I think, grandkids and 1 great granddaughter. So yeah, it's a big family.
It's a big family.
It's
Well,
a
as
big
I mentioned, I have 4 children. Alex and Bella, because they're here. I also have 2 adult children. My son Hunter is going to be 22 this year,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
and my daughter Emma will be 19 here at the end of the month.
So
Wow.
are they? Do they live there with you, or they
No,
live
they're
elsewhere?
they're in Ontario. They live in Canada, Ontario. So
Okay.
They're
Is
not-
that
they're
far
not
from
gonna-
Windsor? Is that far from Windsor?
Canada is just outside of Ottawa. So yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay. Ottawa. Wow.
they live in the near Ottawa. So and
Okay.
when my first husband and I split at the time, I didn't have a job or a place to go or anything. So I did the right thing for my children and I let him take custody and everything like that. And then we just shared custody from there on in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and they moved. They were in Ottawa. They had their lives established by the time I got myself back on my feet.
Yep.
I didn't want to be selfish. So
Right.
I just, and my ex and I, we co-parent very nice. We co-parented, I should say nicely. We don't co-parent anymore because they're older now. But,
Sure.
and
And
it was
it's possible because
Yes, we
yeah,
know.
we've seen that in our
Our
own
family.
family.
oh, yeah.
And you just got to do what you have to do, and you want to do right by your children, and it sounds like you did
Exactly.
wonderful.
Right.
And now you've got 2 more.
Yes.
Woohoo!
I'm about to have a teenager in the house, and I'm like, oh no, no.
Yeah, those are fun years. Fun.
Hey, I remember when I hit 13, and I was like, okay, yeah, nope.
Well, I had 3 daughters, so they were somebody was always on edge.
Yeah,
Girls.
I have 2 sons. So.
Yeah. Where was
yeah, you got
drama,
lucky then.
wasn't there, Glenda? We had drama.
I can believe it. Yeah.
Says nothing is ever easy.
No, nothing isn't. No.
And Conquest Josh says, "Oh my gosh, I could go out in the woods and look for Bigfoot or Dog Man."
Why, absolutely. Absolutely. You sure can.
Wouldn't that be awesome if we could meet up with Conquest Josh and Memo, and Conquest Josh could go out?
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be like,
Oh,
hey,
and Conquest, you're still there. Okay, I sent you an email, and I didn't know if you ever got it. I'm looking to connect with our little truck driver friend buddy that's up that way.
Right.
So check your email because I sent it 2-3 weeks ago. 2 weeks
Check
ago.
your
So
spam.
check your spam, Josh, and see if you got my email. Well, Natasha, I've got Natasha on the brain. Natasha's going to be here in May.
Yes, yeah.
I love Natasha. She's awesome.
Yes, and we're so excited. Budget prepper. Yeah, check your email. But Tiffany, what a blessing you are.
You are.
And we just are. Thank you so much for being a guest today. It's
No
just
problem.
been great, and we want to probably catch up with you again in a few months if that's okay.
I'll be here.
Okay, that would be wonderful. And Lynn, do you have anything before we let Tiffany?
I started to say, and we could catch up again around Christmas time because you love Christmas.
Yeah.
And I love Christmas.
I love my Christmas. And I'm already planning my Vlogmas. I'm already figuring it out now.
Oh, one of my stepdaughters, she's like all about Christmas, and they probably have their tree up still and probably leave it up.
Scott came in. Scott,
hey Scott. Hey Scott.
Scott, we were just telling Tiffany that we met up with you in New York, and when we got to see each other face to face, eyeball to eyeball, give each other a hug, that is the most awesome thing to be able to connect. We're connecting with Tiffany here, but to be able to meet up with you was such a blessing, wasn't it?
I almost had the chance. If I could have driven or gotten a ride, I could have had a chance to meet Scott while he was out here this past summer because he wasn't that far away, but not driving. And my father-in-law, who does drive, was working and everything, and we were too far down for Scott and them to come down because we're a couple hours from Tony and Joni, I think it is. But I missed out on the opportunity to be able to go meet Scott and everything. So I'm not gonna let that opportunity pass again, though. So if he ever comes back down this way, I will hitchhike if I have to.
You hear that, Scott? Yep.
Scott said he had to rush Molly to the vet.
I was thinking it was. I was concerned it wasn't Hank. Hank's okay.
Oh, yeah, after what Hank went through.
Hank's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Hank the golden doodle. He looks just like the one I had.
Oh, yes, very much.
And
I hope Molly's okay.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to let us know, Scott.
Yeah.
Put it in the chat so we know everything's okay. Well, Tiffany, hon, we're gonna get off and we're gonna so we're gonna give you some granny kisses. Everybody say goodbye and thank you. Hank is a tank. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Let's say goodbye to Tiffany. Lynn will
Thanks
give
for
her
having me, guys.
granny kisses to you, and we'll circle around back in a few months and have you back on, and you can tell us all what's going on.
Like that. You gotta get your hands like this and kind of there you go. Gotta make a heart shape.
There we go. Hey, I'm getting it.
Bye-bye, Tiffany. Thank you so
All right, thanks for
much.
having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh,
Oh,
that was great.
man.
That was
Oh,
great. What a wonderful interview. What a sweetie she is.
oh,
So
absolutely.
we want to
Well,
talk about who's going to be on next week.
all right. Yes.
Who do we have on next week?
Land's Promised Land Ranch.
Yes, and that is Eric and Monica.
Yeah, that's Monica. Yes.
Monica is going to be with us, and that is going to be another great interview. And then here's what's coming up at the end of the month: Sherry and maybe Bobby from Black's Tropical Homestead.
And I
That's
know that they had a successful hundreds of people at the Soil Expo. I know they did.
That's awesome.
In Savannah.
I know. I watched part of it, and it's great. It's great. So Sherry's at the end of the month, and then let's see.
We start May, right?
Mm-hmm.
Natasha.
Natasha. I've had her on my mind, I guess.
Yeah,
the budget preppers, and they will be with us. And if you would like to come on and be a guest,
how do they do that, Anne? How do you come on?
You write me an email right there.
Right there.
Please do, because right now, May is looking kind of slim.
Oh, we can't have it looking slim, people. We got to fatten May up. Let's fatten May up.
There are 5 Wednesdays in May.
Oh, now, that's going to be,
the last week, Lynn and I will be on location, and we'll probably.
Grace and Fire is signing up for May.
Oh,
Grace and Fire up.
How about May 8th, Glenda?
Well, let's look here. Just a second. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. I'm trying to look at my calendar, everybody.
Oh, yes. We've got, you have to do it for me.
Yes. May 8th. That looks like good.
Glenda, May 8th. Okay. Take a look.
We need Scott back.
Scott, you want to do May the 15th?
We need you back, Scott. But then we have okay. What about the 15th for you, Glenda?
Oh.
We got what? The 8th, the 15th, 22nd, 29th. Why don't you tell us?
29th we'll be on location.
We'll be on location on the 29th.
So we will do that from
22nd for Glenda. Put Glenda down for the 22nd.
Okay.
And Scott, are you saying the 15th is good for you? Oh, Scott's going to do the 8th.
Oh, great. I had already written you in my book, so I had to use my whiteout.
Oh.
So I got a bunch of blank Wednesdays there, but Scott's going to do the 8th.
Okay. Now we've got Lone Cross was here. Fair Brick Studio, you were here. Kimberly. How about Joni, Mrs. Creekside Maples from Canada? Lazy Chef's Homestead. What about you?
I know. So I need
Beverly
to cover the
Muffin.
15th of May. I got 15th of May open. 15th of May, you guys. Okay.
Oh, Scott said he's not cheap. He's expensive, Glenda said.
Is our lovely where's she at? I think we need to have our other moderator on, Barefoot.
Barefoot Lass. Are you ready?
Barefoot Lass, are you still here? Oh, Major said we can scribble him in with Josh.
Okay.
Whose phone's ringing?
Okay.
Okay, Barefoot.
Mine.
Okay.
It's okay.
That's okay, sweetheart. I do want to have you on, though. Okay, Josh, so you and Major will come back on the 15th of May?
Okay. The 8th is Scott from Rambling with the Brooms. The 22nd is Grace and Fire.
Well,
And the
budget
29th,
prepper,
the 29th is us.
us, just us on location.
Yeah, and the last time we did location, it did not come through good at all. We did not have a good connection.
We will this time.
I started to say we did not have a good connection when we did it
Okay.
that last time.
Well, we will. We
Okay.
will do it. All right. Well, hey, thank you, you guys. That fills in May.
Wow.
Woo-hoo! So
Wow.
anyhow, you can, we still got lots of Wednesdays left in the month,
Right.
in
And
the year.
There's going to be a Wednesday in June that it will be Grace and Fire and us together. So
yeah, the three of us will be together. So that'll be on location too.
That is
It's right
June,
after.
That is June the 5th. So go ahead and mark it then. Mark in June the 5th, Grace and Fire and Anne and Glenn.
Okay. June the 5th.
Right.
Yeah. That's the first one, huh? Okay.
Yep. That's right after the 29th. Yep. So yeah, that'll work out. So now we're up to booking June the 12th.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I won't be here for that 12th. I will be in another location again.
So I am going to have to get a co-host for that day.
You will.
I'll have to get a co-host. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like we are wrapped up all of our business for today. Right.
Right.
I want to make sure everybody subs to Tiffany's husband's channel.
Yes. Chris's
Creation Fun.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Chris's Creation Fun. Yeah, I'm going to show that to my husband because Dave might like to watch that, get some inspiration, and for that printer, he might. Maybe I don't want him to look at it. He'll want a bigger printer, 3D printer. Well, anyhow, it has been so much fun to be with you guys today.
I am subscribing right now. Here I go.
Okay, and I'm going to do it as soon as I get done. I'm going to go
subscribed.
off. How many subs does he have then? Can you tell?
Well, 87. So with me, 88.
Okay.
But now, if some of our people subbed in between, it just hasn't caught up.
Okay, let me do this.
But if somebody is from here is sending me emails right now, text messages, I don't have my phone, so I am so sorry.
Okay, let's.
I don't know who I'm getting. I'm getting text messages, but
okay. Chris's Creation Fun.
Right.
And that is Tiffany's husband's channel. And so let's please go over and show him some love and subscribe to him.
Right.
Okay.
As far as I know, I was number 88.
Okay. We want to get him up to 100 today.
We could.
I think we could too. I think we could too.
I know we could. But it takes all of us working together.
It does. Why?
Well, and it has been wonderful to be with you again this morning. Tomorrow I go back for rehab and I go back for evaluation, everybody.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So my therapist said we'll probably take a break for about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back. But everybody, I did fall. I had a fall in the house. And I am still recovering from the fall.
So send her some good wishes.
We send prayers out for Molly.
Yes.
Molly.
Oh, thanks, Barefoot Lash. You got that.
Good. And we have some exciting news. In the month, we're going to have some original music, lyrics by Anne, music by
we're hoping that now that your son is back, so we're all, the gang is all back together.
He's going to be getting into his own home within a month or 6 weeks.
And we'll be making music again.
He'll be setting up his studio.
Yes. All right, Lynn, granny kiss out.
All right.
Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
2, 3.
Mwah. 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 Bye-bye, everybody. See you next week.
Right here.